Hello, hello, hello. I wasn't around for quite a bit because I was kind of looking for a topic I want to talk about and something I genuinely care about, and I know that most of you are here because of my jar coverage from back then, and the robot chose to give us another shot, like, yay, more jartent. Like, my initial take on the video is, why did he make it? You can you can power upload your way through drama, or you can take a break and then pretend nothing happened and continue uploading and hope that people forget it. Jar did neither. He chose to take a break. He kind of had an interruption in between, like he wanted to take a break, but then suddenly made a Frogan video because everyone hates Frogan, but that is another thing. And for some reason he thought, okay, I'm gonna come back and remind people of this drama. Like, it's like gambling. This time, come on, Jar, you're only one more video away from changing people's mind about how terrible you handled everything. Oh my god. Anyway, let's just get into it. I'm gonna put it on 1.5 speed. I hope that's enough.
That. Just me trying to explain myself to the best of my abilities. My last response was far from good, to say the least.
I make it 1.5. It's a 1.25. It's a bit too fast. Because Jar talks slow, like, I talk slow too, but...
If it wasn't, then so many people wouldn't be clowning on it. I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm taking things seriously for the very first time in my life. I'm dealing with serious allegations, and serious allegations should be taken seriously. Not like my last response where I was joking around far too much. I'm primarily...
Great, you were joking around, but still. Like, you say you want to take things serious, but you still trying to kinda change people's mind instead of moving on. Moving away from the topic is the issue. Like, you still don't seem to understand how serious it is because you still try to wiggle your way out of it. Like, why?
Primarily going to focus on the stuff around Ciney. There's so many allegations against me that if I go over them all at the same time, this video will just end up being a giant mess. I want to get this out of the way now. The version of the Ciney video I uploaded was bad. I would go as far as to say that it was the worst video I ever uploaded. However, I do not believe I would have uploaded this draft of the video if Kumo didn't leak it out first.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the worst, or at least it's at the same range as the video where you say that it's totally okay to draw underage characters in a sexual way because they're old enough to drive, because they're 16. We haven't forgotten, Jar.
Make this clear, he did not link people my video or just play a few clips from it. He uploaded it in its entirety from start to finish onto his channel. And yes, he did this all.
Yes, the video was uploaded, like, you still, even if it's not the final draft, you had a full video done. You were also so knee-deep in it, like, you went through with an entire video. How much would have changed? How many people make an entire video, get everything edited and done, cut and everything, and then suddenly are like, never mind, it's so bad, I'm gonna do something completely new.
Before I released the video myself. This was not a re-upload, this was a pre-upload. I do have some proof that I was working on another draft of the video, such as the fact it was uploaded unlisted days before it went live. I did this so I would have plenty of time to think things over on whether I should upload the video.
Even if you uploaded it unlisted, why did you upload it in the first place? Instead of keeping it to yourself. It doesn't make sense, Jar. Why did you have this video unlisted and uploaded while still working on another draft? And how much different would this draft actually be? Like, really, how much different if you weren't called out? Because sure, you can say, yeah, it'd be completely different, but then would the question be, if it would be completely different than what you have there, why did you have it still up? Like, if I made a tweet and then I'm proven wrong, like, I'm immediately deleting this shit.
Video or not. I was also sending people the video so they could look it over and give me their thoughts on it. Now I know that some of you are going to call me a liar, because the second draft of my Ciney video was already fully edited. However, the first draft of my Ciney video, which was more negative towards her, was also fully edited as well. I'll link it down below if you wish to check it out.
Still doesn't disprove shit. Because it still shows that it was fully edited, that you had enough time to overthink it. Like, this is the problem, that you have enough time to think about it. You still went through with it. Many YouTubers, when they see they can't really get content out of it or that it's not good, they stop. They don't upload something they completely made in 180 on. why would they then even publish this or let it see the light of day?
Here's a clip from it.
The funniest part about all of this is you didn't do what you did with that 14-year-old because you wanted to get with them, you just couldn't stop cooming. You coomed until you groomed. I never even heard of a situation like this happening until now.
It should be noted that I was not happy with that draft of the video as well. I was on Jack's, aka Birdie's side way too much in it. Yes, I made this first draft on Ciney before I reached out to her.
Something I hate with Jar. He's like, I was too much on this person's side, on this person's side. He kind of sees everything like it's an allyship, rivals, allies, team A, team B, I wanna be on the winning team and whatnot, and it's not about being on someone's side or how much you are on someone's side. You are supposed to follow your own beliefs, not side with people.
I was talking about grooming allegations, so I wanted to gain as much info as I possibly could. Honestly, I didn't expect Cinny to add me back, but she did.
I was so ready to tear into you, and this was the day I was going to upload it unlisted for my Patreon supporters, and it was going to go live tomorrow.
When I interviewed Cinny, I wanted to make it seem like I was on her side as much as possible so she wouldn't run away. I want to make this clear, I wasn't pulling an op on her or anything like that. I was just trying to make sure my information was correct. I told Cinny I would be making another version of the video in favor of her before I reached out to Jack and Enno.
Is he saying he was, of course, just pretending to get along with her to get information out of it? Because this sounds like the Coyote Lovely excuse of, well, I was nice to her to get the information out of her. Like, bro.
But, yeah, I'm going to be changing my video a lot, and I'm also going to have to reach out to Jack because, you know, for all I know, you're
I edit the text. Wait, he edited the text?
I'm also going to have to reach out to Jack because, you know, for all I...
Like, you can't light something up on screen for a second. I didn't even get to pause to read it. Just said, I was going to say, for all I know, you are lying to me. But then she cut me off. Of course, Ja, like, it's like those people who are in a debate and then are like, oh, I totally would have made this argument, but I didn't get to make it.
I know you're...
Have fun with that, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, how does Ja know what he wanted even to say during this random point? Like, this is what I would have said, like, bro.
I'm gonna get the video ready because knowing Jack, they're probably gonna panic and try to control the narrative, like...
Of course, and that's gonna be hilarious, but...
Yes, this was indeed very stupid on my part. I thought because I made a video bashing her before I reached out to her, that I should do the same but in reverse. My roommate, Professor Dreadlock, was also getting ready to go on a very long business trip, so I couldn't go over all of the long Ciney documents with him. I have one of the worst cases of dyslexia in the world, so it's very hard for me to read. Professor Dreadlock, on the other hand, is an extremely fast reader. A few people have pointed out that at the start of the Ciney draft that I uploaded, I claimed that I went through the doc.
Could have asked someone else to read it with you, like... I know there was the argument that you can put text into text-to-speech and let it read out to you, but we saw there were screenshots of conversations. Of course, you can put screenshots into text-to-speech. But still, this is a serious topic, and you couldn't wait for your roommate to come back or get someone else to look over it.
That was a lie. It wouldn't have been a lie if that draft didn't get leaked, but I have that recorded because I was going to go through the doc with my roommate before I decided to upload that draft or not. For anyone who knows me personally, you know how slow of a reader I am. You've seen me misspell things multiple times. The idea that I read through both docs very carefully by myself is an absolutely ridiculous notion. In my initial draft, I was just listening to the popular opinion and quickly skimmed the two documents, mostly looking at the pictures on screen. When I heard that there were a few people defending Cinny, not saying that she was completely innocent, just that she wasn't as guilty as some were portraying her to be, I decided to reach out to Cinny, along with those who were defending her, to get their side of the story as well. After all, I've seen multiple dramas where everybody's bashing one person, only for the entire situation to be reversed later. I didn't want to just side with a popular opinion, only to find out that I spread misinformation later on. But why spend so much time editing the video before I even looked through the two documents? I have to...
So you just briefly looked over the popular opinion. You said you just skimmed over it, but then you saw that people have a different opinion, and to those people you actually reached out and put more time into listening to them? Because this is kind of the message I get here, like that you saw, okay, this is the positive thing, let me quickly check it out, and then you were ready to talk about what the popular thing is, and then you saw that there are other opinions, and with those you actually took time, reached out. Of course, man, of course.
plan ahead on these things. After all, adding in my avatar takes a lot more time and effort than just adding in gameplay or recording my face. I knew that this situation was still ongoing and that more information was coming out. I could take my time on this video and remake it over and over again, of course salvaging what I could along the way, or I could just get cold feet and not upload any draft of the video. After I made the first draft, I was not happy with it, so I wanted to remake it after getting Ciney and her friend's side of the story. Then I was going to remake it again after looking at the anti-Ciney side in more detail, and after me and my roommate looked through the doc in more detail. But you already knew all of this if you see my last response. Unfortunately for me, I had no proof of this. I didn't record any calls about this because I never expected my video to get leaked. Until today. I completely forgot what I said about my Ciney video.
Edit the text on screen. I remember what I said about Synni, I just forgot who it was with.
In my call with Vincent Skullman. Ratsu, a person who interviewed me, you might have seen it around, later became friends with me because she came to the conclusion that the drama around me was overblown. I am happy with the friendship I developed with her. She has been extremely understanding and kind to me. She told me that Vincent Skullman sent Lyle Convoy our call, and apparently Lyle Convoy demanded that Vincent Skullman not upload it under any circumstances. Now Ratsu could be lying to me, but this did make me listen to the call, and I heard things that really piqued my interest. As you can see from the timestamps on screen, I had this call with Vincent only 15 hours I sent the last part of my Ciney video to my editor Lorenzo. Now I want to make this clear so someone doesn't claim that I lied. I did send Lorenzo a few more parts for the Ciney video after this call, but they were very small changes. This was the last big part I sent to him.
I've been interviewing people, I've been looking into this deeper.
Again a text over the screen saying, as you can hear me say, I said I was interviewing people, not just Ciney. Great, and like, still should not make those fully edited things and then still change your mind, like, sit longer on your ideas. Just in case you could change your mind. Just sit a bit longer on those ideas instead of flip-flopping from one side to the other, because it feels more right now. And then he said, I said I'm not trying to say that Ciney is innocent. Like, saying that someone is completely innocent, sure, you didn't try to say that she's completely innocent, but you try to take a lot of guilt away from her.
Saying Ciney is innocent, I want to make that clear. It's just more people in this situation are guilty than you might think. The problem is, I know
he's talking about Jack, like, we know that Birdie is not fucking innocent, but it's still kinda like, are we really trying to not redeem, but make someone look less bad for talking inappropriately with minors? Just to get one up on a fucking Birdie. Like, Birdie's a disgusting person, and thank God their career wasn't revived through this. Because they deserve to fade into obscurity and get a real job. Like, this person needs to face some reality. Touching grass, it's too late. There needs to be reality faced first. Yeah, but still, it just feels like I didn't want to make them seem innocent, just less guilty. Like, it's like I didn't want it to clear them to 100%, but like 70, 80% at least. Like, this is the question: to how much did you want it to clear their slate? Like, you have to kinda be a bit more honest here.
This community, they're going to twist it into me defending a groomer, and I'm like, that's not what I'm doing in the...
Again, he adds text on screen. One of the main reasons I have others review my videos before publishing is to ensure that my message is communicated clearly. I often find it challenging to express myself effectively with words. Yes, and it's understandable, it's good that you make other people look over it, but still, no excuse here. And personally, I'm getting pissed off at how much he's adding text on screen, because Jar has been in drama so much. He knows the prison mate Luke shit. He knows that people don't look at the screen. Especially, like, you make those click noises, text appears on screen, and people won't pause.
Video, and I don't want to talk about it too far anymore with you, because like I don't want anything to get leaked, because I've been working on this for literal weeks. But I have been gathering a lot of information. I have been going back and reworking on the video, because I want to make it clear I'm not saying Ciney is innocent.
As you can hear clear as crystal, I was emphasizing to Vincent Skullman that my video's purpose was not to convince people that Ciney was innocent, just less guilty. You can also tell that I didn't want anything to get leaked out because I put so much work into this.
As I said before, not innocent, just less guilty. It's to how much that you want to clear the slate, like to which extent do I want to seem them less guilty. Because grooming and being inappropriate around children is not one of those things where this is one of those things where it's either guilty or innocent. Like, it's a serious thing. Like, there is no in between either, because if you even groomed a child, like to no matter which extent, it's not something there should be a gray area on, because the moment you do a weird around minors, go away, fuck off, please.
This already, along with the fact that I stated that I'm going to go back to rework on the video to make it clear I'm not saying that Synni is innocent. I just wanted to finish what I had for now so I could go over it and see what needed to be changed and what I could salvage.
The first situation I was ever in with this, that I ever got into with this whole community was the Princess Elizabeth 013 drama. When she was 14, people would send her like pictures of Rouge the Bat raping her avatar. People above the age of 30 were doing that, and when I called that out, I got accused of being a pedo, because why else would I defend a 14-year-old? So it's just like, my, have the turns have tabled. The thing is, like,
I really want to see who made those stupid points. He's a pedo for defending a 14-year-old, but it's also a hilariously bad point, like, to bring up completely over the top irrational like bringing up examples from people who are completely over top and irrational here is, I'm not sure.
I looked at the comic. The thing is, though, the doc maker didn't censor out anything. It was actually Ciney who sent it out, censored it herself when she sent it. And when I found out, I was like, wow, that makes things way less bad. It's still pretty bad. But it's not as bad. Like, if you send a minor uncensored porn, it's worse than sending them censored porn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still overall fucking but it's gonna kind of lessen the blow.
Thanks to reaching out to Synni and her friends, I could make the information clear that she censored out the doc herself. I did not disagree with Vincent when he said it's still overall yeah, because I agreed with that. Sending a minor porn of any kind is bad, censored or not, but censoring it is still less bad than sending uncensored porn. At the end of the day, they're both bad, but I wanted to get my information correct.
You just said that sending a minor porn is bad, even if it's censored. Like, this is not a thing where it should be this is not something that should be a slightly guilty or more innocent. This is none of those things where there should be such a tendency.
Here's my opinion. Synni was very inappropriate. She deserves to get backlash, but I do not think she's a pedo. I don't think she's the next Cosmodor. I don't think she's a pedo because, like, I'm gonna be honest here, I think she would have done this with anyone. I think she's just an Omega Coomer, but she's not, like, a pedo.
Even if she doesn't want to fuck children, it's saying that she's a Kumo or something doesn't help. Because, like, I know this is old audio from back then. He just wants to emphasize that he didn't defend a pedo because he didn't think she is one. But even if you're not attracted to children, you can't be inappropriate around them. It doesn't matter if you want to fuck them or not.
And that's pretty much my whole take on this situation. The problem is, if you don't say that Synni is literally the living embodiment of Satan, people will twist it.
Even back then, I didn't believe that Synni was a pedo or trying to get with the minor, and I have kept that opinion consistent throughout this entire drama around me, and even in my old draft. In my opinion, Synni was not trying to get with the minor romantically or sexually. She still...
Again, he puts the text on screen, but what she did was still horrific and wrong, and... Great that you say it. I wish you would say it directly instead of flashing this text on screen. But it was still wrong. Like, it's just, he tries to have this in between on something that there should be no in between on.
Messed up really, really badly, and she deserves to get bashed for it. Anytime I defended someone who was getting bashed, even a little bit, I always received major backlash. Whenever I have defended someone, whether it's Mari, Antunes, or Peaches, I've never claimed that they were perfect little angels who never did anything wrong. I'm just saying that they're not as guilty as people have portrayed them to be. If you commit a crime, yes, you should be held responsible for it, but you
now here's the difference. Neither of those three actually was weird around children. Those people were partially guilty of being assholes and whatnot, but none of them was accused of being weird around children. None of them was being weird around children, from what I know. At least at the time you made your videos, like the FCK stuff. I'm not gonna bring that into it, but you can't compare those situations.
shouldn't be held responsible for a greater crime that you have not committed.
Realistically, I have no issue at this point.
Oh, well, that's good. I wish more people in the ArtCC would do what you do. I wish we could just sit down and have a nice chat over a cup of tea, but, you know, things just have to escalate. And I did say thank you for making the...
Again, he adds the text. As you can hear, even I wasn't happy with how overconfident I sounded in that draft of the video. Great, but still, it doesn't change shit. you made this video. Sure, you weren't happy about it, but it still was there unlisted, and like you went through the entire process of making this video, and only later on kind of were like, okay, maybe it wasn't this good.
Video because I was getting a little overconfident, and when I go into a situation with the expectation that I'm going to lose, that's when I do my best. Like, you know how I got canceled to begin with? I got overconfident in the Toby drama. That's what happened. And you making that video probably saved my ass.
The reason why I thank Vincent for making his video on me is because I thought it would save me in the long run. Of course, before I could go back and change things to make myself sound less confident, Kumo leaked out the second draft, and I panicked uploaded what I had. Vincent may have saved me, but Kumo doomed me.
Well, I'm glad we could sit down and have this talk, because, like,
It didn't doom you. The fact that you even made this video was already a bad start. The thought that you were at some point even on this opinion is already a bad start. The fact that you were happily having sleepy time calls with a groomer was not a good start.
Like, the main thing I want for people to know is I'm not as mean as people think I am. I'd rather just sit down and talk.
Yep, what I truly want is a peaceful solution to a lot of the situations I find myself in. I just have a habit of pissing people off unintentionally, and I wish I didn't.
No!
No ordinary person would have been able to
What the fuck? Why did he cut to him screaming like crazy?
read.
No! Kumo sent me a friend request.
Kumo.
Mr. Everybody's a pedophile but me is contacting me.
You can tell that even back then, I knew Kumo being around me wasn't a good thing. Before you ask, no, I did not send Kumo
Like, it sounds more like you see it as a joke, but yeah, it seemed like you knew the guy is controversial.
the video. Goblin Girl sent it to him after I told her not to. I told her not to send it to anyone because I was still looking over things.
You're gonna, in this hypothetical, you have a roommate, right?
And he puts in the text, "This is the main reason as to why the handling of the Synni drama was pissing me off. Jack wanted money more than safety for the minor." Like, yeah, Jack also made it about their own situation more than they made it about the minor, because Jack or Birdie is a fucking selfish little POS.
Yep, alright.
You find out that your roommate is a threat to children, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you A, call the police, or B, ask for $10,000?
Right, okay.
You see what I mean, right?
You know, they should have contacted some form of authority that could, you know, deal with this.
Yeah, like, I find it disgusting that people are talking more about Jack and Cinny's, like, living situation than, like, the fucking minor who may or may not have been groomed.
One of my stances on the drama was that things should have been more focused on the minor Enno, and not on Cinny's relationship with Jack so much. I was also iffy at this point in time whether what Cinny did was grooming or not. I was going to talk to Vincent Scullman about this call, but then I realized that all of his drama videos, including the 2 new ones he made on me, are gone, and both of his Twitters are currently locked. Huh, that's kind of weird. Now you might try to claim that I'm a liar. After all, that's a lot of money to spend on 2 different drafts of a video, so why would I spend even more money on a 3rd draft? Well, the thing is, Lorenzo is just about my cheapest editor. He lives in the Philippines where the US dollar goes very far. $5 to us is about
Wow. Bro, just casually talking about, yeah, it's not much because I'm paying someone in a third world country to do it for me. Damn. Like, he wants to make the point, like, yeah, of course I was willing to make yet another draft. I have the money to pay this person in a poor country to make it for me. Like, bro, this is a very weird proof, but hey, at least someone in the Philippines gets paid.
$20 to them. Any payment he asked for, I would give it to him. Even after he asked for an extra $100 after I started getting cancelled for the Ciney drama, I just gave it to him. But apparently, from what I have been told, he started going around telling people that I underpaid him, even though I always paid him what we agreed upon. If he wanted more money, he could have always asked for it. Now, Kumo claiming that he uploaded my draft of the video to stop me is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. As far as I'm aware, that has never worked in the history of YouTube, and it doesn't make any sense. Uploading someone else's video onto your
Yeah, we know that Kumo's fucking disingenuous. I think everyone here knows it.
channel before they have a chance to upload it themselves doesn't stop them from uploading it. In my last response video, I asked people to show me examples of where this has ever worked, and no one has provided one single example. Personally speaking, I've never even heard of something like this happening before. I do not believe Kumo has any interest in protecting me.
He also wrote down, from the very beginning, Kumo acted maliciously. As the leader of the group defending Synni, I think he felt threatened when a larger YouTuber got involved. Like, this is again, why did you have to bring up your YouTube size? Like, he was threatened when a larger YouTuber got involved. Like, we clearly saw that Kumo was some sort of jealous that Synni apparently was talking more to Jar than him or something, or that he felt threatened as the main person. He didn't feel threatened by the size of Jar's channel, from what I saw, but he was pissed off apparently that Cinny started to talk more to Jar than to him, or that he felt slighted. He was fucking jealous, to be honest. But yeah.
Or the truth. He was trying to convince Ciney that my end goal was to rape her.
Like, I knew how this guy was, I warned you how he was, I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf, because of what position you're in. Jar could have raped you, and that's probably what he was trying to, like, that was probably his dream, his end goal.
In my humble opinion, it's far
Yeah, that was fucking weird, and I think nobody was defending this take.
more likely that Kumo did what he did to keep me from reaching out to Jack and Enno to get their sides of the story. Or maybe he looked at this draft of the video and thought, wow, this is terrible, I better upload it in case Jar changes his mind about doing so himself. I'm pretty sure that if I didn't upload what I had, Kumo would have told people that I didn't upload it because I saw the backlash underneath his video. And if I claimed
And he then says his video is in my draft he uploaded.
that this was just an early draft of the video, people would have said that I was lying. You can even hear in the last voice message I sent to Ciney that my confidence was pretty much all gone, and that I was getting cold feet about this entire situation.
Listen, Cinny, I can't promise this will fix everything for you, or even anything for you. I don't want you to feel like you have a fault.
Wait, I can't promise it won't fix anything for you. Are you saying, hey, don't get your hopes up that I will fix things? Like, fixing things would imply that she would think you try to make her look innocent, you try to clear her name, like... Why did you have to kind of make her sad? It was saying, yeah, I can't promise that I can make you look clean again, and I'm like... This kind of sounds like she was expecting you to make her look innocent. Why would she get this impression,
All sense of hope. I'll do what I can, but that's it. I helped Peaches out, but the allegations on you are much more rough. But I'm gonna do what I can to help, because I know this shit is...
And then he write, you can tell I'm trying to let her down easy. Like, it doesn't matter. In this stupid voice message, you kinda let her at the start know that, hey, I want to let you know I can't fix your stuff. Like, you basically admit that you gave her, at least gave her, the illusion that you could prove her innocent, that you would be there for that you would have this use or purpose for her.
and will leak into your real life.
This is part of the reason as to why I freaked out so much in the DMs with Synni and Goblin Girl after I saw that Kumo uploaded the video himself. My thought process wasn't, oh no, Kumo uploaded the video before I did. I wanted to do that first. My thought process was, oh no, everybody is going to believe that this is my final draft of the video. Now if you don't believe me, that I wouldn't have uploaded this video if Kumo didn't do what he did. Why is it that the first time I ever received massive backlash is the same time a draft
Also, like, because I didn't bring it up, like, the main issue people had is the way you were talking and buddy-buddy with someone who is an accused groomer. Like, I know I'm halfway into the video when I finally bring it up, but this was the main issue people had, that what she was accused of and how you handled her. This was the unprofessional stuff. This was reckless and stupid, Jar.
draft of my video is leaked. If you think it's just a coincidence, then stars aligned. That's quite a coincidence. I can already hear what the live streamers reacting to this video are saying. Char, you're just using this as an excuse. Then why give me that excuse? Let me upload the video myself before you leak it, and then bash.
Yes, it is an excuse, but why? I don't give you this excuse, bro. Because my main issue is how you were talking to this alleged groomer. Or that you even gave her the illusion, or thought it, or that you assumed you gave her the illusion that you can fix things for her. Like, bro, this is the issue. It wouldn't have gone away if you simply made a harsher version of it, because you were friendly with her, despite what she did.
Me for it. I was bashed when I went against the grain in both the Toby and the Princess Elizabeth drama, so I wanted to be careful this time and make draft after draft until the video was perfect. That being said, I shouldn't have made the draft of that video in the first place. A topic this serious, even if I was trying to be careful, is something I should have never gotten involved in, and it's something I should have taken much more seriously. But even after I panic uploaded that draft, in less than 24 hours I took it down because I realized my mistake of uploading it.
We changed this to less than 30 hours. Okay. Was it 29 then or something?
In the first place. I did not double down, but I'm still receiving backlash.
Then he read I did not double down after I took the video down. You still kinda try to wiggle your way out of it. Your first response was terrible, and this one is trying to rewrite the first one, or at least fix some stuff you said, or clinch onto something. Like, you didn't double down, you covered, and then... Not covered, god, I forgot the right word. You just gave up and instead tried to change the situation for yourself and make it look less bad than it is for you. Like, it's good that you didn't double down on defending Synni, but you instead now doubling and tripling down on defending yourself and your intentions.
For it to this day. Why would I tell Vincent that I was going back and forth on things, and that she deserved the backlash if this was supposed to be my final draft of the video? Why would I lie to Vincent? I had nothing to gain or to protect myself from. I just really wanted to finish up this draft so I could use it as a reference, and of course see what I could salvage. That's part of the reason as to why I told my editor Lorenzo to stop adding edits to the call I had with Ciney. When you're working on a heavily edited video, you don't really see how good or bad it is until it's all in front of you. Do you guys really think I looked at this draft of the video and thought to myself, yeah, this is perfect. I should really just upload it as it is. Here are my current thoughts on Ciney. She didn't just—
The issue is, even if this is your final draft or not, the issue is that you were this deep into it and even got to the point that you made this video, that you even got to the point and didn't stop yourself, and that you were this friendly with a fucking groomer while investigating if she is one or not. Like, I think he didn't see the issue still. He doesn't see it.
Speak inappropriately to a minor. She directly got them to engage with her fetish. She was 20 when she did this. She was at an age where she should have known better. I think she wanted to corrupt a minor in the same way she was corrupted when she was 14. She has also done many other inappropriate things with other minors as well. She more than likely would have kept doing stuff like this for years. I still, however, do not believe she had any interest in kids. I do not think Ciney hurts children out of any form of desire for them or interest in hurting them.
Congratulations is still wrong, and if you can't be responsible around children with your platform, stay the fuck away from children or give up your platform. And the stay the fuck away from children part is already something she failed at.
I don't think she would have ever asked for nudes of a minor, or to send nudes of herself to a minor, but the fact is she hurt children. Even if it wasn't out of any form of maliciousness, she still did it. She groomed a minor not to get with them romantically, but to get them to draw art of her fetish, and to get them to read out a comic of her fetish, which is something I didn't know about until later on. I don't think it's right for people to call her a pedo, but she's certainly predatory. As for the allegations of me raising up a pedo, this is also false. Ciney herself said she didn't think I was trying to make a pass at her.
I didn't think it was at the time. I thought it was something like weird. I didn't think it was like an actual pass. Like,
To be honest, it doesn't even matter if you flirted with her or not. You were still friendly with her. Oh, he's adding also the text. You can tell he's trying to get her to call it a pass.
I was assuming that he was.
You're smarter than you're letting on.
Because I just thought it was strange to say. Because it's just not something you say.
Because you thought it was a flirt.
Not really. It's just.
So then why would it be strange?
I mean, I don't know. It's just not like a thing I hear people say very often.
So what else could it have been?
Just him being autistic. I don't fucking know.
So I don't think I was hitting on her, she doesn't think I was hitting on her, and neither does my girlfriend. All three of the people who matter most on whether this was rizzing or not seem to be in agreement with one another.
Congratulations, but for most normal people, things like those sleepy time calls are a bit sus. You have to understand that simply because you didn't see it as flirting, it can still be seen sus. Like for example, when you made a stupid comment about, well, I'm a guy, she's a girl. Like, it was already stupid. You could just say no, but you said this stupid reply and people get it the wrong way. Like, I am often friendly with people, and there are a series of people who often approach me. I'm like, hey, were you flirting with this guy? And I'm like, no, it was just nice. And this is the problem. Like, there are still people can catch on signals neither of you try to send or even are actually sending, but it still can come off this way. And most people said you were trying to rizz her up as a joke. Don't worry. Most people say it as a joke. It was a meme.
People have told me that they're willing to look past the chicken joke or the pussycat joke, but they have a hard time believing that the sleepy time calls were not romantic in nature.
Oh, the sleepy
thing
time calls.
This only happened once or twice, and they only lasted a couple of minutes. She herself confirmed that we did not goon, and that we mostly talked about Star Wars.
Did you guys goon together at all?
No, what the fuck?
He didn't make it like in your phone calls with him. He didn't do anything freaky.
No, he mostly just talked about fucking like Star Wars and shit. And I mostly just.
He's adding the text, not going to lie, that sounds like something I would do. And then he is writing down talking to a 10 out of 10 Latina about Ninjago lore is not a good way to get them to sleep with you. I would never hit on someone by talking about Star Wars. And actually, I met my former fiancé through Star Wars. We are still good friends, and it can actually work to rizz up people through similar interests, just saying. Don't think it's ridiculous. It actually can work. This is not a recommendation to jar. This is to people who sometimes think, it will never work. Like, sometimes talking, if you both like Star Wars, you can use it, actually, if it's a similar interest. don't give up, guys. You can talk about your special nerd interests, and the right girl might enjoy it. Just saying.
Talked about my cat. Like,
I do not hit on women by telling them about Star Wars lore. Even I have more riz than that. I have enough social awareness to know that if you're going to try to get into a woman's pants, you don't tell her about the 2-hour-long Disney Plus Star Wars show review you're working on. The thought of getting with her, gooning with her, getting her to draw porn of me...
I'll be honest, I don't think Jar has any idea how to rizz up women, and it's a wonder that he managed to find a girlfriend, and his girlfriend must be amazing if she puts up with all of this and still loves him. Like, bro, you're a lucky one.
or meeting up with her in real life never crossed my mind. I have done quote-unquote sleepy time calls with other people, and yes, that does include my girlfriend. The problem is, she has an early morning shift and she normally passes out long before I do. But here's 3 people aside from my girlfriend that I have also done sleepy time calls with.
Have I ever fell asleep on...
Great, you don't do sleepy time calls for romantic reasons, but it still is something many people perceive as romantic reasons. Like, I remember I had those where my ex and I lived far apart, and we had those sleepy time calls for the illusion that we actually fall asleep next to each other. Like, you see, people can catch this interpretation instead of what you did. But hey, nice of you to dig up people who will back up your story.
the phone while talking to you?
yes.
Out of all the time you've known me, the several months, have I ever made it a pass or an advance or anything like that towards you?
No.
Have I ever done a quote-unquote sleepy time call with you where I fall asleep while chatting with you?
Yes, you have. I wanted to confirm if that was true or not. I think it's pretty obvious you do that. It's weird, but I can understand. I think I suggested ASMR for you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, Viakui, I want to ask you something. You're a male, right?
Yes.
Do you think I have any romantic interest or...
Sleepy time calls for most people are something very intimate. They see it as something personal and something you would do with very close friends and not with everyone, like close friends or a partner. Because it's basically like the virtual thing of falling asleep next to each other, like for some people, like for me in the past. And this is like the problem, Jar. People interpret it a different way, like, great that you dug up 3 people who would prove that it wasn't this way for you, but people still have this picture in their mind. Most of them don't think you genuinely wanted to rizz up Synni. Most of us did it as a joke. Please stop haunting your friends and ask them to confirm that you didn't want to goon with them over sleepy time calls.
attraction to you?
No.
Okay, have I fallen asleep on calls with you?
Yeah.
Definitely more than once.
Yeah.
And you never thought it was a romantic or sexual thing?
No.
And it usually just lasts a couple of minutes. We talk about random shit as I'm laying in bed, and then I say, all right, man, I think I'm going to pass out now. And then you say bye, I stop the call, and then maybe I'll hit you up again, but usually I fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
Okay, are you positive? I'm not just, like, leading you on with these responses.
I just wanted to yell objection leading, because holy shit, it's basically like the answers. You would know what answers you have to say, especially if you are being recorded for a defense video. Like, if someone even said I felt like you were coming onto me, you wouldn't even upload it.
Yes.
In my last response, I told you guys I couldn't explain why I do sleepy time calls. That was a lie. The true reason why I do sleepy time calls is quite embarrassing. Throughout the day, I distract myself from my thoughts, whether that's playing video games, going to work, hanging out with friends, or even going...
Didn't Jaya say that he had problems with falling asleep? Like, he even showed meds he was taking? I remember that he showed his meds, which I was like, okay, a bit too a TMI.
for a walk, but when it's time for sleep, I have nothing to distract myself with, and all of those bad thoughts quickly surface all at the same time. I can't look at my phone or the screen will wake me up, and I think about things that make me angry and things that make me anxious. The quote-unquote sleepy time calls are a good way for me to distract myself from these intrusive thoughts. I didn't do this with a lot of people because, well, it seems like a weird thing to do. I did this with my roommate a few times, but he was off on a business trip. I really didn't want this getting out there, but now it's out there, so I can do all the sleepy time calls I want to do with people now. I knew for a fact that people would find it weird, but I really don't see a problem with it. All it is me laying in bed talking to someone about some random topic as I slowly pass out, and then I hang up. I think people are overreacting to this a little bit too much, especially when they put a romantic spin on it. However, I still shouldn't have done this with someone I was looking into with a topic this serious. It won't happen again. If Kumo truly did believe that—
At least he admitted that it was unprofessional, that it was someone he was looking into. Thank you, Ja. Huge thanks.
that I had romantic interest in Ciney, he could have set me up, get me to quote-unquote confess my love to her, and then I would have no way of backing out of it. I think he didn't do this because he knew I would say, sorry, I'm not into you like that. Here's what I think happened. Kumo might have had a thing for Ciney. Not saying it was a romantic thing, but him calling her sweetheart was definitely an odd thing for him to do. He realized he was in over his head trying to defend Ciney. I don't believe he was saying she was totally innocent, just less guilty like I was. And once he got his hands on my video, he knew he could use me as the fall guy. He released it so I wouldn't have a chance to remake it or reach out to Jack and Enno. He then got Ciney to send him her DMs with me. Then he proceeded to release it to everyone without my or her permission first. When I was asked for my DMs with Ciney, the first thing I said was, let me ask her for permission first. When I realized she sent them to Kumo, it absolutely shocked me and caught me off guard. The original accusation that I was simping for Ciney originally came from Kumo, and according to him, he did it to stop me from raping Ciney. Kumo and Goblin Girl did what they did to get the hate off of themselves, but it didn't work. Kumo, Goblin Girl, Ciney, and Jack are now all gone. I was very stupid with how I handled this situation. But out of everything in this drama around me, people saying that I cheated on my girlfriend hurts the most of all. So, mind if I ask you, do you think I'm the type of person who would cheat on my girlfriend?
No, I think anybody with a functional brain can...
Who is this now? Like, who is this? Is he now asking random people who like him if he would cheat on his girlfriend? Okay. Like, imagine me reaching out to people I like and I know who like me back and ask them, do you think I could cheat on my partner? Like, most of them would say no, even if they think yes, they wouldn't say it directly to me.
Tell you're quite the opposite. You get very worried about upsetting her, even like the tiniest amount. There is no way in hell you would ever cheat on her. That's obvious to anybody who's spoken to you for even a couple minutes. Having known you for months, in my experience, I can say no.
Listen to my voice. Listen to the way I talk. Do I really sound like the kind of guy who just sleeps around with women all the time? No.
Actually, the weird thing is you can never know with people. Like, remember the Try Guys where you had this one dude who everyone was like, oh my god, he and his wife are so sweet, and his entire personality was like loving his wife, being a family man, and then he cheated on her with someone in the company. This is an advice for everyone, you can never tell who's a cheater and who's not. There is no such thing as a pattern. This is not even accusing Jar of cheating, he probably doesn't cheat. Just saying, never would a cheater say this, there's no such a thing. You can never tell who is one and who isn't.
Of course not. Obviously, I'm the type of guy who is so happy when a woman gives me the chance that I won't try anything to mess it up. My girlfriend is absolutely wonderful. She is amazing, and I'm so happy that she can love me despite my flaws. I never thought I would meet a woman like that. It's not okay for you guys to make statements about me cheating on my girlfriend with such flimsy evidence, or for a handful of you to try to gaslight her into thinking I cheated on her. I've been cheated on before. It's not a fun thing to go through, and I would never put someone else through that same pain. As for me claiming that Ciney's avatar, along with the avatars of other people, are attractive, yeah, of course they are. They're artistically pleasing to look at. If someone has an attractive avatar, that does not mean I want to get with them. That is absolutely ridiculous and silly. I can't even believe I'm having this conversation right now. This is such a weird and bizarre thing for people to focus in on. I've never even heard of someone else dealing with something like this. I never asked nor looked for an image of what Ciney looked like in real.
I don't know if he really is attractive, but yeah, attractive is kinda... It sounds odd, because most people just say, yeah, she looks nice, or she looks cute, like when people saw my avatar. They said either nice and cute, and I had one person who said she looks hot, and then wrote behind it because she's a demon. Or something like because she's from hell or something like that. Like, I never had someone directly say, oh my god, your character is goon material. Like, this is now a joke. He didn't say the same about Ciney's avatar, but if you use the term attractive, it's kind of weird. Because attractive, you have an attraction. But this is just me being a bisschen kind of naggy.
Life. Now I've seen what she looks like in real life, and I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not interested. The idea that
Ooh, the robot rejected her. Showing picture on screen is saying, no, I wouldn't. To be honest, she deserves it.
I saw her avatar, fell in love with her, and then decided to protect her so she would get with me so I could do things to her unconsensually is an absolutely ridiculous and stupid idea. After everything happened with the Ciney drama.
So, are you leaving out the fact that when you said, well, I'm a straight guy, she's a woman? Did you ignore this point you said back then? That could give people the wrong impression.
A bunch of people came out of the woodworks, and Gish galloped by hitting me with as many allegations as they could, most famously of which are the allegations from Choco. Choco made the claim that she had a perfect memory from a call that happened over 4 years ago. Gotta admit, that's pretty impressive. I struggle to remember a call I had with Vincent Skullman just a couple of weeks ago. Unsurprisingly, this call was unrecorded. She made the claim that
Hey, apparently you remembered that you wanted to say something to Synni, but then she interrupted you and you forgot about it.
Asked her to draw my avatar, raping Jade Animation's avatar. I do consider this to be a strange claim, especially when we consider the fact
Changed this to rape in her interview.
that I've never requested rape porn of my character before or after this. Choco did show evidence that I got her to draw Jade Animations lifting up her shirt when she was 17 and a half. I do not know how you go from requesting rape porn to ending up with a picture that could fit in a thumbnail. I think I was going to use this for a thumbnail about Jaden porn, but I decided not to because I thought it would be in bad taste. Some people have pointed out I said you drew porn of her for me as a way to claim that I lied. The thing is though, this was for a thumbnail about
So he made someone under the age of 18, like he used even the 17 and a half point, like he even had to point out this is only half and not just 17, that he made them drew it. Like I think it doesn't matter for what you made him drew it. I think this is enough to be an issue, like
Jade Animations porn, so of course it's going to be pornographic in nature. She told me that she was 17 at the time when she drew it, and I just didn't know how to react. This was the day before Christmas, so the next day I spent time with my family and kind of forgot about it. I didn't know Choco's age at the time, and I should have asked for it. After Choco released her doc on me, she blocked me, and I do not know why. She was always the one trying to talk to me.
Like if I make a doc on someone, say something against them, I would block them too, because I don't want them to reach out to my DMs to be like, what the fuck, and then kind of having this idea, oh my god, I now have to justify myself to this person. Like, there's reasons why people block someone if they drop a nuke on them. Now you also say I barely talked to them, they were the one who wanted my attention, and still you knew that they were mine.
For years.
Made them draw this.
And I always gave her short responses. Sometimes they were as short as one word. I went over this in my last response, and a few people have been making
The text you were responding to weren't very long either.
The claim that I said everything in her document was true. I never said that in my last response.
He wrote it, I specifically stated, according to her document, not that these events actually occurred. It seems some people overlooked that distinction and assumed I was claiming it really happened.
Every time I've asked someone for an example of this, they either went back and watched it, realized they were wrong, and apologized, or they would just call me a liar and not even bother to check. I guess this is one of those famous examples.
Like what I see is he knew she was 17, it didn't stop her from drawing it, and went through with it, so I don't know why he's arguing.
Of me quote-unquote self-reporting. The idea that I just really wanted rape porn then and there and couldn't wait for her to turn 18, and then I proceeded to never do it again. She went on to not talk to anyone about this, and then proceeded to constantly try to get into contact with me, all just seems a bit ridiculous. This story does not add up at all. Something I did not go over in my last response is my whole interaction with a 16-year-old girl at the pool. I didn't think I needed to go over this originally, but a lot of people have been commenting about it. Some people, like Truly, have even made the claim that I got an erection from seeing the 16-year-old girl at the pool.
One thing I feel isn't brought up enough, and something Jar hasn't responded to, is how he admitted to not being able to go to public pools because underage 16-year-old girls might show up and he won't be able to stop himself from leering at and daydreaming about them, causing himself to get an erection.
That's what they say happened. Now let's listen to what I actually said.
Like, can I tell you the worst part about being a guy? I'm at the pool, just relaxing. 16-year-old girl shows up in her bikini. I realize I have to get the fuck out of there right now because, like, I'm not going to be paying attention. I'm going to daydream.
I'm going to be paying attention to my surroundings and zone out and realize what's in front of me, and this is a hypothetical example.
I'm going to look in her general direction, and then suddenly a situation is going to happen.
Most people just made the point that it's weird that you even think this way, that you look into a general direction of a 16-year-old and people would get immediately the impression that you want something from her, and this is why people think it's like, why would he come to this conclusion? Like, this was the issue.
And so I realize, like, whenever I see a 16-year-old girl in a bikini while I'm at the pool, I'm like, whoop, time to go home.
I never implied that I got an erection or any other form of arousal. If you get a boner in the pool, the last thing you should do is get out of the water. For obvious reasons, I think all the men in my audience already know the answer to this. The story about me and the 16-year-old was something I just made up to give Ciney an example that it's harder for guys to deal with allegations like this, and with how people are reacting to this made-up story.
He now added the text, that being said, the story of mine wasn't told very well. I could see how it could possibly get lost in translation, that's why I took it out of the video originally. And it's good that you did, because yeah, truly misinterpreted it. I give you this point.
Of mine, it kind of proves my point. But if you don't want to believe me that it's made up, alright then, how did I know she was 16? What, did you think I went up to her and got her ID? How old was I when this happened? For all you guys know, I could have been 17, 16, or even 12.
You know, talking about like we think it's a real story, like most people knew that it was just a made-up scenario.
In my hypothetical story, I said I didn't want to get accused of being a creep. A lot of people have twisted this story into me saying that I couldn't control my urges. I never said nor implied that, and it's very weird that people's minds are going there. If this was the case, I would never admit to something like this. When I brought up daydreaming, I wasn't talking about daydreaming about the girl, I was talking about daydreaming in general. I zone out sometimes and just stare off into the distance.
Now she says my girlfriend can confirm this. When I came to visit her last time, we went gathering. She was trying to ask me something when I was zoning out in a random section of the place before she smacked my arm. That escalated quickly. I was staring at an eating area that was across the place, not because I was hungry, but because I was thinking of Superman 2025. She thought I wanted food, but I didn't, okay? Like, I hope she didn't hit him too hard, because it's... Now I'm kind of thinking, okay, when someone said I was zoning out and then I got smacked for it in my arm, I kind of had an ex who would do it, and this person wasn't very nice. So it's weird. I'm not saying it's domestic abuse, but still it's kind of weird. Maybe he worded it badly. Yeah, good for that example, but most people knew that. Most people had just the opinion that it was weird that you say you were... that people would get this idea about you from you basically just looking into her direction. That you immediately kind of came to this weird thought process.
Sometimes it does freak people out. I can't believe I said I would look in their general direction and they changed that to me leering at them, or that I claimed that I couldn't go to public pools. Any allegation against me would have been made sooner if people were confident that they were true, but people only came out about this stuff when I was less likely to fight back. Not an honorable move, but an effective one. People are right about a few things when it comes to me. I overshare, and that's the last thing you want to do when people are bashing on you. I'm an absolute pussy in live debates, and I fold way too fast. I've also said stupid things that made me look worse than I really am, like when I said that revenge sometimes feels like it's the only thing that keeps me going, when it actually isn't. Let's ask someone I quote-unquote tried to get revenge on for 7 years. Lulu, the person in the video about my past.
Hello, Lulu Bell, or Lulu, as I know you. We were...
Now you want to prove that you are not vengeful by showing a person who you made up with. Great. You asked one person who would back you up on your version, like you still apparently said that revenge is the only thing that gets you going. Like, it's a bit odd, and you kind of really seem to be someone who doesn't forget. Like, you constantly, for example, bring up the nice things you did for Peaches and Spoctor. Like, you kind of seem someone to be hung up with how you help people and that you didn't get something in return. This is like an example, like it didn't pay out. This is how you basically implied it, if I remembered correctly from the last video. It was ages ago, sorry. But still, it's kinda odd to bring up one example who will back up your story. Like, everyone can do it if they have one example. Like, still, if you said that revenge is the thing that keeps you going, then getting one person who you actually talked to and made up with is... it's not proof of how forgiving or vengeful someone is if there's one single example. Like, sure, it means that you are not 100% this way, but if you said that revenge is what keeps you going sometimes, and then you have one example of the opposite, it's not that killing of the argument. And oh my god, I was yapping, sorry.
We're in a drama around the Princess Elizabeth drama 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so one question I have for you is, when I finally made my video, quote-unquote, getting revenge, and I talked about what you guys did to me, and we finally got into contact, did I yell at you, scream at you, or try to spread false information about you?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember any false information stuff.
Okay.
Oh my god, she said she doesn't remember if there was maybe false information. She wasn't even able to say no, she doesn't remember. At least she was honest here.
Well, the problem is people keep saying I'm a guy who wants to get revenge.
Also, the video doesn't really seem to be like about getting revenge. It seemed more like clearing his name.
On everyone, like an eye for an eye kind of thing, but I really just want to talk about what happened to me, and I just want you to know that I never wanted to do to you what happened to me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like you've already addressed a lot of the stuff that I was uncomfortable with initially when stuff was coming out.
Yep.
But we're like really relaxed, and I don't actually see what people mean by the revenge thing, because like I'm probably arguably one of the people you should hate the most.
Like, I did refer to it as revenge because I didn't know what else to call it, but it's more maybe closure or whatever. And me and you have talked things out, and I got closure. And honestly, to me, that's way better outcome than me just hurting you, because me hurting you wouldn't have brought me peace.
Yeah, I can understand that.
The fact of the matter is, I didn't spend years of my life just trying to get revenge or bash someone at the perfect time. I just wanted to talk about what happened to me. Me and Lulu Bell are friends now, and she makes art for me. I'm a forgiving person at heart, and I forgave her for everything. All the hatred I'm receiving isn't fun to deal with, but if I'm going to stay on YouTube, I just have to get used to stuff like this. I understand that I talk funny and say things in a very bizarre way. Don't lie to yourself. When you hear me talk, the only thing you can think of is how I'm an easy target. You think I don't know?
Question, Jar, if he really wants, not question, advice, if he really wants to stay on YouTube so desperately, he should stick to media reviews. Stay away from grooming, dramas, anything, like, talk about stupid movies and fiction, please, not real things.
I get it. It's funny to mock someone like me, and it's smart to paint me as much as an awful person as you can, so your hatred for me seems justifiable. Plenty of people
I don't think he's awful, I just think he's stupid.
Couldn't wait for my downfall.
And a harmful type of stupid, but stupid.
They just lacked a reason, and now they have it. But all of this is a little overblown in my book. Moving forward, I'll be more careful with how I handle situations like this, and of course I'm going to be using a script more often. I'm not just doing this for me, but I'm also doing it for the people I care about. I can't control what everybody is saying about me, but I can control how I act from here on out. I'm going to get back to reviewing movies and shows I really want to talk about. I want to thank everybody who gave their lives for this second response. I hope everybody who has
like, thank God. Like, for me personally, the second response didn't change anything. He apparently often kinda didn't understand what the main issue was for people. Like, at least he acknowledged that, yeah, he shouldn't have talked to someone who he was basically kinda investigating it this way. At least he, one time, I think, and maybe twice, pointed it out, so at least there's something. It kinda, the response didn't really take the wind out of the sails, because people, most points from back then still stand. Sorry, but it didn't really, it was no game changer. I just hope he will now shut up about the drama, stick to his media reviews, or power scaling, or the more innocent stuff, and try not to get into real life situations anymore. I wished he actually stood away to touch grass, because, as I said at the start, he came back with a Frogan video like he couldn't really wait. So let's hope that he at least faced some reality. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell next to the subscribe button if you want to be updated about more uploads, and have one hell of a day.